Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Welcome to Beach Walk Blog. Today it's going to be a quick one, and I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I know that most people click off after just a few seconds. So I'm telling you now, it's going to be short and sweet. Now, gait analysis. No, not one of those silly things that the running shops do where they just look at how your feet move. And then put you in a pair of shoes that probably won't do a single thing anyway, and probably overcharge you for something you don't need, and try and sell you some silly shoe inserts and all that kind of crap. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about a full body gait analysis where we analyze how you run, every joint in your body. We look at how your whole body moves as one. If you are injured and you are not or have not had a full body gait analysis, then you are simply, or your therapist, whoever you're working with, is simply guessing at why you are injured. If whoever you are working with tells you that you have weak glutes and that's your problem, you need to fire them and go and find somebody else. If you have not had a gait analysis, you need to have one, a proper one. If you have had somebody look at how you run and they have said to you, oh yeah, everything looks fine, they are talking absolute nonsense. Everybody has something that they can work on, something that they can improve. Everybody. Especially if you are injured. There is not a single time where I have done a gait analysis for somebody and I've said, yeah, everything looks great, everything looks fine. Never has that happened. I've done thousands of gait analyses, thousands, and that has never happened once. So when I hear of somebody saying, oh yeah, I'm working with a physical therapist, and this is not to bash physical therapists. There are some fantastic physical therapists out there who get it. There are some absolutely shocking physical therapists out there who don't get it. I'm not bashing anybody in particular. I'm not trying to bash anybody. What I'm doing is I'm saying to you, if you haven't had a full body analysis of how you run, you must get one. You must have one done. If you are injured, there is something going on with your gait. Now, the chances are that the person who did your gait analysis, whatever that might have been in their opinion, in their eyes, the chances are that they don't know what they're looking for. They don't know what they're doing. And if they have told you, like I said before, yep, everything looks fine, yeah, well, there's nothing really that kind of, springs out at me, then the problem is them. The problem is that they don't know what they're looking at. They don't know why. Okay, it's not your fault that they don't know. You've just gone to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. Now, if they have said to you, your glutes are weak, again, like I said before, you need to fire them. You need to find somebody else who knows what they're doing. Okay? It's that simple. You do not have weak glutes. You do not have weak glutes, especially if you are able to stand up, walk, run, sprint. You do not have weak glutes. I cannot emphasize this enough. You do not have weak glutes, okay? I've said it 3 times now. You do not have weak glutes. It is a fallacy. It is nonsense. There is something else going on. And it's most likely, I say most likely because it is most likely, you have an anterior pelvic tilt. You have a position in your body which changes the dynamics of how you move. And that situation, because it changes the dynamics of how you move, it changes all the lever actions. It changes how your body moves. It changes the timing of when you land. It changes all of everything that occurs in your gait cycle. You do not have weak glutes. I'm hearing this again pop up. I don't know whether this is making a resurgence or what's going on, but I'm hearing this more and more. Oh, my person who I'm working with, I'm going to call him that because I know people get annoyed with me. You know, the person I'm working with says I've got weak glutes, and I've been strengthening my glutes for 3 years and I'm still injured. I'm still suffering with the same things. You need to start getting educated. You need to start asking the right questions. The right question is, okay, Mr. Person or Mrs. Person, Miss Person that I'm working with, who's telling me I've got weak glutes. I've been strengthening my glutes for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. When are my glutes going to be strong enough? How much strength do I need? Now, I've said this so many times. If you can run, you are dealing with hundreds of pounds of force very, very quickly on one leg, hundreds of times per minute, thousands of times when you run. A squat is completely and utterly irrelevant to the forces that you deal with when you run. I'm going to say that again. When you run, you deal with hundreds of pounds of force in every step on one foot. You deal with hundreds of steps per minute. You deal with thousands of times of that loading pattern every time you run. So, how much you can squat on 2 legs is completely and utterly irrelevant. Okay? You have to start understanding this, and you have to start getting educated on this if you are going to help yourself with the absolute bullshit that's put out by so many people. You do not have weak glutes. Okay? I'm going to leave it there because I said this is going to be short and it's now 7 minutes. You need a gait analysis, a proper one, by somebody who understands the gait cycle, understands the forces, understands how it works. And if anybody tells you you have weak glutes, you need to fire them and find somebody else to work with. Preferably me. I will help you. I will show you the way. I will also educate you at the same time in the process. All right? Gait analysis. Start assessing. Stop guessing.